6 o'clock news with Gord Steinke and Susan Sass.
Welcome to 6 o'clock news. I'm Gordon Stanky.
And I'm Susan Sass. Tonight's top story: a wildfire breaks out in downtown Edmonton this afternoon. A small shrub and several potted plants were affected.
Damages are estimated in the tens of dollars, with the city officials reluctant to the foot of the bill.
Don Iveson, mayor of Edmonton, released a statement earlier this afternoon stating, "First the LRT, now this? Oh boy."
Well, that sure sounds wild, Susan.
It was, Gord.
Now to the weather.
Thanks, Gord. And the weather this week. Okay, now we move on to Chicago, right here. Okay, we look at heavy snow. Okay, so heavy snow there is pretty. It's like 3 meters thick. Okay, so now we move on to Calgary. There's a flash flooding because there was a river right here. It got too flooded and over flooded there. So this place, this radio place, called them because they're right by the shore, and they called them and they said there was a flood right there, and they called it to me, so I know why that's there. So let's move on to the ocean right here. Okay, Mexico right here, right there, is so like there's been a murder because this guy went into a locker and turned to get something. Okay, whatever. Okay, it's just messing, but whatever. Okay, because there'd been a murder because they just sold something from that was valuable, like a wallet, because he wanted money. He was poor, but he had these chain locker breakers, whatever they're called, snappers. I don't care, whatever. What? Okay, now we move. You know that place right there with the radio? That's right there. That's how big it is.
Back to you, Gord.
Now we move on back to gold.
Thanks for the weather. Looks like a treacherous weekend.
Yes, there's a protest breakout at the Willy Wonka factory, and Amelia Bedelia live at the factory.
Thanks for that, Gord. I'm live on scene here at the Wonka factory where workers just went on strike last week. They're protesting here in the background. Let's find out what they want. Sir! What are you at? How did this all start?
It started when we were not getting enough cash because this stupid Willy Wonka was giving us 25 cents cash, Mr. Wonka.
Wow, clearly these workers are upset. Sir, can I ask you, what are you asking Mr. Wonka for?
I'm asking Mr. Wonka to stop treating us like nerds and pay us more.
You heard it here first, folks. Back to you, Gord.
Thanks, Amelia.
Wow, seems like quite a scene over there, Gord.
Yeah. Well, there's another top story downtown. There was a shooting. Another madman broke out of jail last night. He shot 3 kids, 2 adults, and yes, there was just shooting.
Sounds like quite the massacre.
Yes, it was.
More tomorrow.
And this is the end of our 6 o'clock show this evening.
I'm Susan Sass.
And I'm Gordon Stanky.
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to 6 o'clock news. I'm Gordon Stanky.
And I'm Mary McDonald. Tonight's top story: a wildfire breaks out in downtown Edmonton this afternoon. A small shrub and several trees were affected.
Welcome to 6 o'clock news. I'm Gordon Stanky.
And I'm Bert Reynolds. Tonight's top story: a wildfire breaks out in downtown Edmonton this afternoon. A small shrub and several plants were affected. It was wild.
Damages are estimated in the tens of dollars. The city officials elected to the foot of the bill.
Don Iveson, mayor of Edmonton, released a statement this afternoon stating, "First the LRT, now this? Oh boy.
Good evening. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. Tonight, our top story.
I didn't even introduce myself.
Thank you, God. Now we move on this week. Now in Chicago, heavy snow as possible because there's a fluid around that God told us and McDonald's. Okay, now we move on to Calgary. Rain and storms. Like that shattering glass must be in the business. This is and the weather this week. Now we move on to
Good evening. I'm Amelia Bazili, live on scene here at the Wonka factory. A strike has recently broke up. Workers are very upset. Look what they're doing. They're protesting. They're very upset. How did this all start? Sir, how did this start?
It started because we're not getting enough cash. We get 25 cents a day.
Oh my goodness, that sounds terrible. Sir, what do you want out of this strike? What do you want Mr. Wonka to do for you?
I want him to stop treating us like nerds.
Yeah, he shouldn't treat you like nerds. Okay, back to you, Gord.
And also, Dancing Dan has taken off his pants in the downtown square.
Thanks, Amelia.
Looks like quite a scene there, Gord.
Yeah. Well, another top story this evening is a shooting.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there was one in downtown this evening. Good night. Good morning.